Hi, so how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty great. I've been getting to speak with you all. I saw this movie maybe a year or two ago at a film festival, and it has stuck with me since. And one of the things I like about your character, Ally, um, she is so confident and she's willing to just say what comes to mind. So I'd like to know for you, do you have that confidence, or is there somebody who helps
No.
give you that confidence? Oh.
Um, she definitely helps give me that confidence for sure. I mean, I feel like there's a tiny part of me that's like that, but I know honestly I'm not like um but I do man, she has some balls. Like, I mean, not that she's honestly not aware of like how what she's saying, to be honest, but
She can't read the room, but I still love
no.
the fact that it doesn't matter because I just like the gall, the gumption, like to be able to just verbalize what you're thinking because I myself, I'm not good at that sometimes. And so really admired that about Harriet. Um, the other thing that I really enjoyed about this movie, because I love horror, but without spoiling things, just things on set in terms of what you got to see in regards to the horror elements. I just want to know what your experience was like.
Yes. Definitely like all of the props.
Hmm.
Uh like all of the special props that Katie and her team made for this movie are so cool. Um I I I love like I love special props. I don't want to spoil. I guess
Yeah.
I feel like I honestly think I accidentally said it earlier,
Well,
but
you know what? It's actually kind of in the trailer too,
it's
so
in
we'll
the
go
okay,
with
yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's like the red
Oh.
weed. Yeah. It's so cool. But even like the normal weed plants that they
Hmm.
made it so that you can actually trim it in the way that you would. Like
Oh,
it's
wow.
I know. And like I mean this movie didn't have like a huge budget by any means. But yeah, I mean, they just fucking killed it. And it was like it felt so real. Like while we're sitting there trimming it, we're like trimming it how you would. I don't know how they made it like that.
I think
It's
that that adds a whole nother layer that when I rewatch it, I love just hearing how films are made, so I can go back and watch it and pick up on the things that you all tell me. So one of the other things then is just the physicality in some of these roles with all the y'all were doing some moves, and I was just like, oh, that made me uncomfortable. So how was it kind of like getting into that mindset?
yeah. I didn't have to do any of like the crazy stuff that like everyone else has to do, but I guess I do have a pretty physical moment. That was just like all just like how can I make this seem as real as possible? Like how
Okay.
can I like realistically like just like cough up all of my lungs? How would that feel? Like what is and they gave me some like brownies with it was like brownies with like fake blood. Which it's
Oh, I was
honestly
curious what
not,
that was.
yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't that good though. I mean I love brownies, but I was like not that good. Um but yeah, just like what would this what would this be like? Um but yeah, all of the physicality that like I mean Bex is so good. I mean they all are, but like I think like the first part is of Bex. And there I didn't know how that was gonna look. Cause like obviously I read the script, but I wasn't on set for any of that stuff. And when I watched it at Overlook, I was like, wow, this is like they're so talented. This is crazy.
It was, well, even the intro too, also, like, it just caught me off guard because I was not expecting it. And I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is the type of movie we're gonna sit through. Okay, cool. Because I was so caught off guard because I was like, I wasn't sure what to think about sitting down, like ready to watch it, but I was blown away because yes, I agree too. Bex turned it out, and I also love that there was a really good emotional heartbeat of this film because sometimes in horror we don't get that, and I really do enjoy where we get to see. In this case, I felt there was a theme of just loyalty and trust and coming together.
Hmm.
And I just want to know for you, when you get to be part of these projects, what makes you so excited to, sign on to a horror project, or especially like an independent film?
I I love when something is like new and unique. Um, because like good and bad is so subjective. Like some
So
person can think
true.
something is so good and someone else can be like, I didn't like that. But when something is unique and new, that definitely like sparks my attention as like an actor, but also as like a viewer of like what I like to see. Um, and yeah, I can't think of, I mean, I'm sure there are some like weed horror movies, but it's not like super tapped in as a genre. And then you have like the
True.
witch element. So that
Hmm.
definitely caught my eye. And then also like just the fact that Ariel was directing it because I worked with her on Synchronic, and I just love and respect her so much. So that was a huge pull. And then I mean I didn't know what the cast was gonna be like, but like then getting on set and meeting everybody and meeting friends that I've now had for a while who I love so dearly, like that is so special to me too.
Well, and I mean, I think it's also very impressive. I should say, like, Overlook was the first film festival that I got to go to when everything started to open up. And so it
Yeah.
means very much to me. But also, it's so great that there were still all these independent films that were still be able to be made either prior or still within the guidelines. And so I just, I love that you all were able to come together and put this out there because it's gnarly. Um, but I mean, you're no stranger to genre films in general. What do you enjoy about the horror genre?
As an actor, I actually think I enjoy the same thing as a viewer as an actor,
Oh, okay.
of like the feeling of like getting like coughing up all of your lungs and like dying on the floor, and then you like go home and you like snuggle on your couch with your cat and you like watch TV. Like that is so cool to me, to get like right to the edge of something and to almost experience it, but then you're fine. And I think that's also what I like about watching them. I'm like I'm watching this crazy like brutal terrible thing, but I know it's not real.
Hmm.
And um yeah, I mean it's a great adrenaline rush. It's an adrenaline rush to do it and also to watch it. It's kind of the same feeling.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I always say horror is it's like my emotional crutch because I love it. Just takes me I can focus on that and just have a good time, and it puts me in another environment. And I also enjoy though that horror is a great way to be able to put a message in a film, and it's easier for people to digest. And I really enjoyed just this shows the dangers that are out there, especially in that industry. But also sometimes you can be too trusting. Like I was shocked. I'm like, you're just gonna, oh, okay.
I know, true.
I was like, I don't know if I would just like hop in a van and just say, okay, cool, we're doing this.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. I mean, I wouldn't even sign up to, I don't think triple is my thing,
It
but
was
you can make a lot of money.
Well, yeah, and again, like you said earlier, it's unique, and it's kind of, yes, there are, like you said, there are weed centric horror films, but this really takes it to the element because I remember there were a while back there were documentaries as well about this the trim, like the, I guess, those who participate and actually do the trimming, like the
Yeah.
murders and all this. And so I was like, that's kind of like untapped. And then when this came out and y'all killed it, so I guess what I'd like to know then too, what do you hope when people see this? What do you want them to get out of the film?
I, man, I honestly, I, one of the things that I love about movies is that one person can get one thing and one person can get like the complete other thing. Like sometimes I'll watch a movie, and especially if it's more experimental, and be like, "Oh, it was clearly about this." And then I'll look it up and it like wasn't about that at all. But it's like it's kind of just like whatever touches you and whatever it brings up in you. I don't even want to say anything because I just want people to get from it whatever they do and whatever they feel. Um But there's so much in there, and there's you really care about the characters in this movie, and I think that that is special. And I think that that like brings up all kinds of stuff.
Well, that's I will absolutely say everyone, even at times when certain characters I would say were like maybe pushing the button, I still enjoyed everybody. But y'all, the performances were so good that I was just like, I don't want to see anyone go, honestly. And but yes, everyone I saw in each person, I was like, I can certainly take something away from that. And yeah, I keep like fangirling over this film, but it was a lot of fun. But more than anything, too, the visual vibe. So when you saw it, what were your thoughts like to the color palette? And as you even called out to that prop, like just seeing every time I saw red in this film, all the different hues, it just like was I don't know, took me over.
Yeah, no, same. When I saw it too, it's like, you don't really know as an actor like how the movie's gonna look like at all.
Hmm.
But man, yeah, I'm so glad that like um Ariel went that way. And like of course she does now, like knowing her, getting to know her style and like what kind of movies she likes and familiarizing myself with her work, like she's always going to make things look amazing.
Hmm.
But I didn't really know that, and I was like so blown away. Like it's so creative and stylistic, and um yeah, it's such a beautiful movie.
I completely agree. And you know, being on set, and again, you all were out there. What was it just like being in that environment too, though? Because I'm not an outdoorsy types of person, clearly, but I was watching this. I was like, to be in that room the entire time. I was like, ooh,
Oh yeah, that room. Yeah. That room did get really hot. Did it get hot? There was some sort of like fume that was in there after a while. And also like smoking that fake weed all day, like hard.
oh, I bet that's
Difficult.
gotta, ooh.
I don't ever want to smoke that stuff again.
Well, I have to ask then too, again, because I love horror, but uh, over the past couple of years, what has been something that has just been exciting to see happen within the horror genre or horror industry?
That's a good question. I feel like there's been a lot of cool stuff. I just oh I didn't just see it, but a few weeks ago I saw the TV Glow. Um I love that movie. And I love their first film too. Forget what it's called.
Is that
But
we're all going to the World's
yes,
Fair?
yes, 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 yes. We're all going to the World's Fair.
Ooh, yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
but
Oof, love
yeah,
that.
that like yeah, they're doing something so like interesting and like different and unique. But yeah, I love that movie. And yeah, it's like it's that movie is not even really a horror movie, but it is. I mean, it is like scary, but yeah.
I think yeah, it's hard to explain. I think for some, what they take from that, it can be a horrifying experience, in terms of that, or just an escape. But that film, oh, I saw the TV Glow was just so unique as well. And I
Yes.
really enjoyed, though, also something that at least I've seen the rise that people are really getting to, or at least there's a bigger push now, because they've always existed, in my opinion. But female filmmakers, like as I mean, we're seeing some quality stuff that people, well, we always have, but people are just now like, wait, they can direct. I go, yes, come on, y'all, it's 2024. This like let's start like really amplifying because I think my favorite thing was like Titan when that came out, and people were like, oh, that's it's a fabulous film. So
Yeah, I actually haven't even seen that. I need to.
it's wild, but I love that we're starting to see more diversity and more voices in horror, because for a long time, even myself, I have to say this is why I love this film. There is so much inclusivity in this film, and that's not something even growing up that I got to see. You know, somebody growing up
Right.
in the Midwest, and
Yeah,
it's something that needs to happen more within film, especially horror,
totally.
because that's
Totally.
we're the outcasts, and that's what I would like to see. But
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, I completely agree.
um, and I guess for my final question, I'm sorry, I'm so nervous every time I get to speak with anybody about their films. But again, with horror and just being in the genre, what are some things that you really appreciate, being on a horror set or just in general when it comes to the community?
I I definitely, I mean, like you said, like weirdos. Like that's something that I love about horror. Like they're the weirdos work in horror, whether it's like special effects makeup or like all of like those crazy jobs that I'm just like, you guys are like doing like the sickest job. I don't even know what made you want to do this, but like it's amazing. Oops, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Bad there. Um, yes, but yeah, and then like yeah, definitely safety also. I definitely like when a door set is safe. And when yeah, yeah,
I love
because
that.
a lot of times you are like around like you know you're getting buried alive or you're getting stabbed, and it's like when it's done in like a safe way, which this movie was for sure. It
I
makes
don't
it.
know how you as actors can do the buried alive. That is terrifying to me.
That felt pretty. What felt crazy to me is we did one shot in VHS 99 where I was in the coffin in an actual graveyard, like in a real graveyard. I don't even know why you're allowed to dig like a hole in a graveyard in the coffin 6 feet down. They put the like the lid on the coffin, and they actually shoveled dirt. I could feel the dirt. They actually kind of buried me alive a little bit. And I was laying there and I was like, this does not feel good. Like I need to pray or
You're
something.
giving me anxiety about that scene. I know the scene exactly what you're talking about. And it was so I because when I got to see that, I had a screener, and so I like to really immerse myself. So I like will just sit there and I will get my laptop and I'll just like put it on my chest. And I'll just like zone in. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in the coffin with you. I don't know how, again, that you're able to do something like that, which is impressive because the performance was terrifying. But whew.
Yeah, no, that was I did so much in that movie that I was not expecting to do, that I did not know that I would be able to handle. I did not know that I was gonna have a spider, 12 spiders on me and on my face.
When they told me they were real spiders, I lost it because I'm also highly arachnophobic. So that scene, I again, that's why I also love because I was like, well, that's not me in that element, but watching it is terrifying and wow.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
yeah. Johannes, like the director and writer of that segment, is also extremely afraid of spiders. So he wouldn't get anywhere near them.
What?
That's why that's that's why he wrote it. He's like, what's the worst thing that could happen to me? This.
Oh my God, buried alive, and then mm-mm.
I
I love
know.
it. I just thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak with me. I really appreciate it. And I'm just also very thankful that people finally get to see Trim season. Feel like it's been the secret that I've been sitting on since that time it was at Overlook, and now everybody gets to finally experience it. So
Yes, I
congrats.
feel the same way. So thank you. I appreciate it.
So I just want to wish you the best rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.